day. So, hopped on. It's my lunchtime. You know, I'm coming on at my lunchtime now. Live every day. Y'all gonna get tired of seeing me. But I'm gonna keep going because I am being consistent and I am building the muscle. Building the muscle. You're saying, what muscle is she building? I'm building the muscle of talking to people. I'm building a muscle of talking to you. I'm building a muscle of showing up, being here for you. I'm building a muscle of being in front of this camera. I'm building a muscle of trying to keep my eyes on this camera while I am talking to you. Building a muscle of being in front of people and speaking to people. Building a muscle of getting outside of Myia, getting outside of myself, doing what I want to do during lunchtime, which is usually sit in my classroom quietly and do my thing. But I come outside the building purposely, get into my car so I can step out of work and show up for you all. And at the same time, I'm building all those muscles that I just talked about. So as y'all can see, y'all see what my shirt says? Tomorrow, yeah. We are going to a conference in El Paso tomorrow morning, and I can't wait. I know the fire of God is going to be so present and so evident. We went last year for the first time, and it was so amazing. We missed the first session on one. I think it was Saturday we got there. Yeah, because my dad turned 70 last year, so I remember clearly we missed the first day of the conference because we had this big nice event for my dad's birthday. So we missed the first day, and when we got there the following day, we missed the first segment of the conference because we missed our connecting flight. I don't know if y'all ever been to Dallas Fort Worth, but that was my first time being there, and that place is so huge. We did nothing but got off one plane, made our way through that huge airport to our next gate, and by the time we got to the gate, they were like, oh, the flight is closed. So yeah, we had to sit and wait for the next flight. So yeah, but we'll be back at it tomorrow. And yeah, we missed the first part of it, but the parts that we got were it was so awesome, so amazing. The speakers, the environment, just seeing. I don't know, like, if you all go to church or if you grew up in church, or maybe you've been in churches before, but most places that I see, the majority of the people are women, and and children with them. The men are sometimes scarce in churches, but when we go there, like, we see so many families, so many men up front, like men present, men in positions around the church, men worshiping. It is just a wonderful sight to see. I love my sisters, I love y'all, but how many of you all know that a lot of what's going on in this world right now, especially in where I work, which is the education system, there is a whole lot of fatherlessness, and we have a whole lot of issues going on in these schools because of fathers not being present. So yeah, don't minimize their role, because it's a serious thing. The father's presence is huge, and it is a lot of times, not a lot of times, it's almost always evident when you see some of the behaviors, some of the attitudes of the children. You can tell when the father is not there. But I said what I said that to say that when I see men there, when I see families, I see them there with their wives, them there with their children, I see men up worshiping, that is leading. They are leading families. They are setting examples. They are together with their wife worshiping, setting example for their children, leading their homes. Listen, that is, like, I won't say music to my ears, but that is a wonderful, beautiful thing. And I love to see it, because that is what God, that is what our creator intended for family. Okay? So I love to see it. It is so awesome. The environment is so awesome, and it is just a wonderful, wonderful time. So yeah, we gonna see y'all tomorrow. Um, what else do I want to talk to y'all? I had something to talk to y'all about, but I just got all off topic because I'm talking about El Paso and the conference that we are going to be attending. What was I going to talk to? Oh, I know what I was going to talk to y'all about. I was going to talk about, have you ever been in a relationship and you knew it was time for the relationship to come to an end, but you were so concerned about hurting that person's feelings, or feeling that, experiencing that loss, that you just continue to stay in the relationship, you just continue to let it go and let it linger and prolong itself, even though, like, deep down in your heart, like, it's time for it to end. Like, is that a sign of people pleasing? Because you don't want to, like, hurt their feelings, or you want to keep everybody happy, and you want to keep that person happy, so it's time to end the relationship, but you kind of like, you kind of like let it linger. I've been there. I've definitely been there. um I've definitely been there. I remember, like, first thing coming to my mind is, like, in high school, this guy I used to talk to, nothing serious really, but we used to call ourselves dating, and we would literally just sit on the phone, and all we really talk about, I guess, is like football stuff, and, like, I don't know if the conversation ever consisted of anything outside of that. Like, if maybe we didn't have anything else in common. I was like, this is kind of weird. And I knew it was, like, needed to come to an end, but I was so timid and shy, y'all. I just couldn't have, I guess, find myself to get the words to get out and be like, hey, this is not really making sense. That's one thing. That's one time, the first instance of that came to my mind, but I'm thinking about it now, and, like, as an adult, like, we really, really, really don't have any time to be doing that, because if we are more concerned about, like, pleasing the person, or, like, keeping them happy, that means we aren't considering our creator, because ultimately, like, our life is supposed to be pleasing him, and we're supposed to be living a life that is pleasing to him, and he's supposed to be the one leading, guiding our decisions, and the things that we're doing. So we really should be considering, what does he have to say about this relationship? Like, does he want me in this relationship? Has he spoken to me, or has he already shown me that this thing needs to come to an end? Like, this is not the person for me, and you know it clearly, but you continue to stay because, once again, you don't want to hurt their feelings. If you really think about it, it's like, if that is the case, it's like you putting that person above God, because you know what he said, but instead of listening to what he said to do, you're more concerned about that person. You're more concerned about hurting their feelings, or them being upset with you, or maybe the people around you, maybe you don't want to deal with them, or be like, oh, why y'all broke up, and why you did that, and oh, you broke their heart, and maybe it's that part you don't want to hear about. But whose opinion is more important? Like, what's really, really better for your life? Because think about it, the longer you stay in that relationship, it's the more time you're wasting. It's more time and energy, like, you could have been putting towards pursuing, like, what God really, really has for you. So it's almost like, I won't say you wasting your life, but you are wasting, like, you wasting precious time. And um stuff that Myron says always pops up in my head, because I listen to him so often. But I'm thinking about something that he says, and he says something, he's talking about business when he says it, but it still applies here. He says, like, the time is going to go by anyway, and it's like, your day is going to keep going by anyway. So it's like, why waste your gift? This thing is called the present, because it is literally a gift. Why waste your gift on being with somebody that God is not intended for you to be with? That is one. Why not instead use your time, use your precious, precious time to pursue what he has for you? Stop and listen to what he has said. What has he spoken to you? What has he shown you? Use your time to pursue what he has, to pursue who he has for you, because that is so much better. It's so much sweeter. It's so much, your life is so much more peaceful, more intentional when you are doing what he said, when you are going his way, doing what he said to do. Forget about those people who you don't want to upset. And I'm not saying to be cold and be heartless. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying them. But what I am saying is you don't put them above God, because ultimately what he says is what should be directing our lives. So just a little something to ponder on for today. And remember, tomorrow I won't be on at this time because I'll be in an airplane somewhere at this time tomorrow, because yeah. But I'm gonna be on. I don't know what time I'm gonna be on, but I am going to be on because I am consistent. All right, so I'm gonna be on tomorrow. I don't know the time though, depending on what time we land and get ourselves situated, but I'm gonna be on, y'all, from El Paso. All right, so have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I got about 9 minutes left to eat some nice greens, eat my lunch, and thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later. And who